Now, Gilly, what a huge game at the MCG yesterday between the Pies and Essendon. A close game and a one-point victory to Collingwood, but it was fantastic being at the MCG with that atmosphere yesterday.
Look, it's a tradition. It started back in 1995 when Hurdy and Nathan Buckley actually played against each other, and I think South Rocca actually won the medal. But wouldn't it have been... They actually come and draw that game. Wouldn't it have been good for that to be a draw yesterday? But in saying all that... but in saying all that, look, round one, everybody's saying Hawthorn's going to win the flag. Round two, Geelong. Round three, Carlton. This week, well, they're going to say West Coast. What are they going to say next week, boys?
Hey, Gilly, isn't it? I mean, that's great for the competition, I reckon, Johnny, because it just says, you know, I mean, St Kilda and Collingwood, they've been probably the two predominant sides in the last few years, but the fact is we've got four sides, maybe six sides, who could actually win the premiership.
You just said it, six. Well, that's what it is.
Gilly, it's a little bit early to be talking about premierships. Chris, round four, round five this weekend. I mean, as Gilly said, it's changed over the last 5 weeks, but way too early. Yeah, when can you start talking about premiership favourites? Round 8, round 9, round 10, when?
It's all a bit of a build-up at the moment. A bit of a, I can't see how you can predict teams to be premiership favourites now. It's pretty hard. There's only played 4 games. We're coming in the round 5. It's got to get to round 12. You might be able to pick someone out then, Ronnie. Or you picking someone already?
Well, I remember Thorpe, I think, last week reckons Carlton were the real deal.
All right, folks, we're going to cross live to Port Adelaide now, and we have joining us power star Jacob Surgeon. G'day, Jacob. Welcome to the Marngrook Footy Show, mate.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be on here, guys. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic, mate. Now, look, the Port Adelaide Footy Club have got off to a pretty good start this year, and you look like you've definitely improved. What's been the turnaround so far compared from last year to this year?
Yeah, no, we've started okay. It would have been nice to get a couple more wins, obviously, but you know, the boys have come back with a great attitude for pre-season and really turned a corner. So grabbing a few more coaches into the coaching staff, which has really helped us with Sean Wren, Josh Carr and Brad Gotch coming over from Melbourne. So, you know, it's just felt like a bit of fresh air through the club, and that's always good for our club, I guess.
OK, mate, one of my favourite players at Port Adelaide is David Roden. He's been out the last couple of weeks. I don't know whether he's been injured or just a loss of form, but he really is a vital player for you guys. I reckon when he's in and under early, that's when you guys play really good football, and he's such an important player in that team. I don't think you can leave him out.
Yeah, absolutely. No, he's a fantastic guy. I'm sure, as you guys would know, and he's a fantastic player. So he definitely makes our team look better. But you know, he was sent away to the SNFL to work on some defensive skills, and hopefully he's doing that and address those issues. And hopefully we'll be back in this week.
Jacob, Ronnie Burns here. Just a couple of quick questions. What's the hype like over there in Adelaide? I've actually very lucky to play in one of those showdowns. They're like a final. And the other thing is Kane Corns. I mean, he was a player that was talked about trade last year. He's averaging around 27 disposal. He's actually just, I mean, it looks like he's really enjoying his football. Can you tell me a bit about how's he going at the moment? Is he really, like I mentioned before, is he enjoying his football at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. Kane, you know, came back with the best of attitudes this pre-season, and him with a few other guys really worked themselves back into the team, and it's a credit to him. He's got a great attitude, and he's a really important player for our footy club. And yeah, the hype around in Adelaide, I guess, it hasn't been too big, but it's definitely building, so it's going to be a great game.
Whipping out a while, we spent the day in Clover, found a way back home. Now we're sleeping over at the ringing in my ears, ooh, the buzzing in my head. We'll give it all away for just one more. We don't even need it. Here come the bees again. Here come the bees again.
There you go, folks, the mini bikes, and that's your latest single that's out and about. It's getting a bit of commercial airplay at the moment. You must be happy about that.
Lots of stuff on the radio at the moment, so it's been great. Yeah.
Now, your new album is out. It's entitled...
For Woods or Trail.
Now, that's an interesting name for an album title. What's that all about?
It's about sort of getting out into the country and taking a motorbike for a spin or a bike or something.
That sounds like a pretty good idea. But, folks, put your hands together once more for the mini bites, and they'll be back a little bit later on to close the show. Don't worry, they've got a great old classic song coming up. OK, Gilly, it's time to introduce one of the Tigers' most consistent players this year. He's been a very handy pickup since crossing from Essendon and is playing some of his best footy of his career. Please give a big welcome to Basher Footy! G'day, Basher, and thanks for coming on the Marngrook Footy Show, mate. Great to have you on here, and I'm sure the fans out there have been waiting for you to come on the Marngrook Footy Show. But let's start off with your career first at Essendon. That's where you started your career, and you found yourself over Richmond. What happened at Essendon? What did you leave there for? How did you end up with the Tigers?
It's been at the Bombers for 4 years, playing 26 games. Speaks for itself, I guess. You can understand if you're injury prone, but and you weren't working hard. But I thought I was working extremely hard, doing everything to the T, and I thought things weren't happening. So I decided that I'd sit with my manager and have a chat about if there's options out there and seeing what 2010 holds for me, or 2011 I should say. But
obviously, we've seen you in the media last week with the prayer rooms and stuff like that. What's that mean to yourself and to the community as well to have that at Etihad Stadium?
Yeah, it's just another reason why we can get more people going to the football. And I speak from my community because I obviously know my community pretty well. But a lot of guys in the community don't go to the football because they haven't got a place to pray. And people might think, well, praying, it's not so important. But to us, it is very important because we pray 5 times a day. We don't pray 1 time a day. We pray 5 times a day, and it definitely affects at least one prayer a day. And you don't want people, Muslims going out in the car park and trying to perform their prayers because things can get quite disturbing. I thought it's a perfect opportunity to utilise the spare rooms in those venues because there are so many spare rooms and people are making big fuss about it. But those rooms were present at years ago. So all we're doing now is making it more official and making accommodating for those people that want to come to the football. There's a room there at half-time, or even if their team's not travelling too well, go in there and do their prayers, whatever it means. But we just want more people to come to the game. That's the most important thing.
I was just going to say, without being disrespectful to your religion, I'm a Bulldog supporter. I've been praying once a day for about 40 years, so I understand.
It's Anzac Day at the G Shell, and the footy fans have come out in full force for one of the most important games of the season.
And today's match signifies the great Anzac spirit of endurance, courage and mateship.
So we want to find out how important this match is to the supporters. How many times have you come to the Anzac Day clash?
This has been my first time. Previously I've been in the military, so I haven't been able to get here.
I'm here every year, yep. It's pretty good fun.
Go to the shrine in the morning and then the footy.
So you get up early in the morning?
Yeah, this morning was an early start, but well worth it.
I come to the game every year. I'm a member and they give me the veterans package. And I usually bring my son, but he's not coming today, but he sent one of his friends.
It's become a real tradition with our family, with Anzac Day, that we get together.
We like to celebrate and then we go to the Anzac march in the morning as well.
So why is coming to this game today so important to you?
I think it's probably the biggest game outside of the grand final, not just for the football but for what it means to the country, and I think it's just a day that Australians sort of come together and remember the guys who fought in the war for us and gave us this freedom to be able to come to the footy today.
The clash itself, it's just a footy game, but what it represents, especially to me as a migrant, it's because this is a lucky country.
What about when the bugle sounds? How does that make you feel?
It's definitely a tingling moment.
The silence around the ground with such a large amount of people and the respect that gives to people who serve is very moving.
It's a very moving moment and quite close to my heart, and it's always a solemn moment.
And how important do you think this game is for all the Collingwood and Bombers players that are playing today?
I think it's really important. Like, it's just as big as a grand final is.
Terribly, because
they get a chance to represent the old people from years ago. And
they definitely show that it's very important to them in what they say prior to matches.
This is a wonderful game because of all the memories that come with it, all the adrenaline that flows, and because of the atmosphere.
It's just an honour to win on Anzac Day.